Saltmarsh, like many coastal settlements, bustled with life and burgeoning industry. Nestled beside the wild, bountiful ocean, it beckoned with opportunities for the bold. The salty tang of brine mingled with the enticing aromas of freshly cooked fish and baked bread, filling the air with promise. Simon Jones was born in Saltmarsh, bred from a lineage of fishermen and sailors who knew every tide and current like the back of their hands. His father, Thomas, a stern yet fair man, was the captain of a small fishing vessel, and his mother, Eliza, was a healer who tended to the town's sick and injured. From a young age, Simon was captivated by the sea. He would often sit on the docks, watching the ships come and go, dreaming of the adventures that lay beyond the horizon. Simon's small hands worked the ropes with practiced ease. His fingers danced through complex knots, as if playing a well-rehearsed tune. "That's a mackerel, Dad!" he called out with an unwavering pride that came from proving to his father his knowledge. A smile tugged at his father's lips as he nodded in approval. The salty breeze ruffled Simon's hair, filling him with a sense of accomplishment and belonging. Every evening Simon found himself drawn to the tavern, his wide eyes gleaming as he listened to grizzled sailors recounting their adventures. He leaned in closer, heart pounding as they spoke of navigating through storms and encountering creatures of legend. The sailors recognized a kindred spirit in the eager boy. They would encourage him with stories of their own beginnings, fostering his dream of one day becoming a sailor. At 18, Simon, now a capable young man, decided to pursue his dreams. He bid farewell to his parents and sought out Captain Horace Granger, the esteemed leader of the merchant ship, the Seafarer. Captain Granger was a formidable figure. He looked Simon up and down, assessing his potential with a discerning eye. "Why do you want to join my crew, lad?" the captain asked, his voice a gravelly rumble. Known for his keen judgment, Granger eyed Simon critically. "Why do you want to join my crew, lad?" he asked again. Simon met his gaze. "I want to explore the world and bring back tales of adventure. I believe I can be a valuable member of your crew." The captain nodded. "We leave at dawn. Be here on time." With those words, Simon's journey began. He spent the night in restless excitement, packing his belongings and saying his goodbyes. His parents offered him their blessings, along with a few words of wisdom. "Remember, Simon," his father said, "the sea is as dangerous as it is beautiful. Respect it. If you don't, she'll turn on you." The Seafarer was a magnificent vessel, its sturdy hull and billowing sails a testament to the craftsmanship of its builders. The crew was a diverse group of seasoned sailors, each with their own stories and skills. Simon quickly found his place among them, eager to prove himself and earn their respect. The life of a sailor was demanding, but Simon embraced the challenges with determination and enthusiasm. He spent his days learning the intricate art of navigation, mastering the use of the sextant and compass under the guidance of the ship's navigator, Mr. Blythe. He also learned to read the stars and clouds, predicting the weather with uncanny accuracy. The nights were filled with camaraderie and the sharing of stories. Simon would often take the night watch, standing at the helm as the ship cut through the dark waters. He felt a deep sense of peace and belonging, knowing that he was part of something greater than himself. Over the years, Simon's reputation as a skilled sailor and brave navigator grew. He became a trusted member of the crew, known for his quick thinking and unwavering courage in the face of danger. He earned the respect and friendship of his crewmates, forming bonds that would last a lifetime. The Seafarer's crew, a tight-knit family, navigated the seas with shared purpose. Old Jack's weathered hands mended sails and spirits alike, while Mary Mad Dog Sullivan's hearty stews and sharp tongue kept everyone on their toes. Elias, the doctor, with his steady hands and calming presence, was the ship's anchor in stormy times. Captain Granger, though stern, was a just and honourable leader. He recognised Simon's potential and took him under his wing, teaching him the finer points of leadership and seamanship. Simon absorbed every lesson, eager to one day earn a command of his own. During one of the Seafarer's many voyages, fate brought Simon to the bustling town of Freeport. It was here that he met Emily, a spirited and kind-hearted woman who worked as a seamstress in the town's market. Simon was immediately drawn to her laughter and warmth, and the two quickly formed a deep connection. Their courtship was a whirlwind of stolen moments and heartfelt letters exchanged during Simon's absences. Emily's love and support became an anchor for Simon, grounding him amidst the tumultuous sea. They married in a small, joyous ceremony, attended by Simon's crewmates and Emily's family. Shortly after their marriage, Simon and Emily welcomed a daughter named Lily into the world. The birth of his daughter filled Simon with a sense of profound purpose and responsibility. Though his love for the sea remained strong, he now had a family to think of, and he vowed to protect and provide for them, no matter the cost. Balancing his duties as a sailor with his responsibilities as a husband and father was no easy task, but Simon managed it with unwavering dedication. Whenever the Seafarer docked in Freeport, Simon would rush home to spend cherished time with Emily and Lily. He treasured these moments, knowing how fleeting they could be. Emily sat by the dim embers of the fireplace, her needle deftly moving through the fabric of Lily's new dress. Each stitch was a silent prayer for Simon's safe return. Dark circles framed her once bright eyes, now shadowed by the worry that gnawed at her heart. She glanced out the window, the moonlight tracing the horizon. "Please let him come back to us," she whispered, the words falling like stitches into the quiet night. Their letters kept the flame of their love burning brightly, bridging the distance between their hearts. Simon's crewmates also became an extended family to Emily and Lily. They would visit when the Seafarer was in port, bringing stories and gifts from distant lands. Lily grew up surrounded by these larger-than-life figures, each one contributing to her childhood with tales of adventure and kindness. Despite his deep love for Emily and Lily, the call of the horizon never faded for Simon. He continued to sail with the Seafarer, each voyage bringing new wonders and challenges. From the deep blue waters of the Southern Isles to the icy seas of the Northlands, Simon encountered strange creatures, treacherous storms, and lost civilizations. Captain Granger often relied on Simon's knowledge and intuition, sending him on scouting missions and trusting his judgment in critical situations. Simon's loyalty to the captain and the crew never wavered, and he faced each obstacle with the same determination that had driven him since childhood. But even as he explored the far reaches of the world, Simon always carried with him a piece of home. The locket around his neck, bearing a picture of Emily and Lily, served as a constant reminder of the love and life that awaited him in Freeport. As the years passed, Simon's reputation continued to grow. He was known for his ability to navigate through the fiercest tempests, and his tales of skills spread far and wide. Despite the accolades and the respect he earned, Simon remained humble, ever mindful of the lessons his father had taught him. When Captain Granger announced a new voyage to explore uncharted waters and seek untold riches, Simon felt the familiar thrill of adventure coursing through him. The promise of discovering the unknown was an irresistible lure, and he eagerly joined the crew in preparing for the journey. But this voyage was different. Emily stood by the window, her fingers gripping the fabric of her dress tightly as she gazed out at the horizon. A shiver ran down her spine, an unexplainable heaviness settling over her heart like a shadow she couldn't banish. As Simon prepared his gear for the journey, she stood by the window, her eyes tracing the horizon where the sea met the sky. "Simon," she began, her voice trembling slightly, "I know the sea calls to you, but this time feels different." Simon paused, looking up from his packing. He could see the worry etched on her face, the way her hands gripped the fabric of her dress. He walked over to her, gently placing his hands on her shoulders. "Emily, we've talked about this. It's just another voyage," he said, trying to sound reassuring. "No, it's not," she whispered, turning to face him. Her eyes, usually so full of warmth, were now clouded with fear. "I feel something. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a shadow over my heart. The sea has taken so much time from us already." Simon felt a pang of guilt. He knew she was thinking of the long months of worry and waiting, the dangers he faced with every journey. "You have to trust me," he said softly, pulling her into an embrace. "I promise you I will return." Emily leaned into him, her voice muffled against his chest. "The ocean is vast and unpredictable. What if this time you don't come back? I couldn't bear to lose you." Simon stroked her hair, feeling the weight of her words settle heavily on his heart. He pulled back slightly, lifting her chin so she could meet his gaze. "Emily," he said, his voice steady but filled with emotion, "I have to do this not just for the adventure, but for our future. The riches we find could secure a better life for you and Lily." Tears welled up in Emily's eyes, but she nodded slightly. "I know you believe that," she said, her voice breaking, "but promise me you'll be careful. Promise me you'll come back to us." Simon cupped her face in his hands, his thumb brushing away a tear. "I will. I swear with all my heart I'll come back to you and Lily. No matter what it takes, I'll come back." Emily searched his eyes, looking for the certainty she desperately needed. Finally she nodded, wrapping her arms tightly around him. "Then go, and may the sea bring you back to us safely." With a heavy heart, Simon kissed her forehead, holding on to the hope that his promises would withstand the trials that lay ahead. With a tear in her eye, Emily nodded, understanding the depth of Simon's conviction. Tears glistened in Emily's eyes as she kissed Simon goodbye, the weight of his promise heavy on her heart. She clung to the hope that he would return to their loving embrace, despite the shadow of unease lingering in the air. The morning of their departure was a scene of organised chaos, the docks of Freeport thrumming with the energy of a new adventure. The Seafarer, with its sails billowing proudly, was glorious in the early light. Crew members bustled about, securing provisions, checking lines, and preparing the ship for what promised to be an exhilarating journey. Excitement buzzed through the air, mingling with the briny scent of the sea. Simon Jones moved with purpose, his heart a mixture of anticipation and unease. Emily's worried eyes and Lily's hopeful smile lingered in his mind as he made his final preparations. He clutched the locket around his neck, taking solace in the thought of returning to his family with tales of adventure and newfound wealth. Captain Granger, standing at the helm, cast a watchful eye over his crew, his stern expression masking a similar blend of emotions. With the sun rising behind them, casting long shadows over the harbour, Captain Granger gave the order to set sail. The Seafarer creaked and groaned as it pulled away from the dock, its crew breaking into a chorus of sea shanties to mark the beginning of their voyage. As they left the familiar shores of Freeport behind, Simon looked back one last time, silently vowing to return to Emily and Lily, no matter what lay ahead. For the first leg of the journey, the waters were familiar and calm. Simon and his crewmates fell into their routines, their movements a well-practiced dance honed by years of sailing together. The air was filled with laughter and camaraderie, the anticipation of adventure overshadowing any latent fears. Simon, ever diligent, spent his time mapping their course, consulting charts and studying the skies and seas. As they ventured further from familiar ports, he felt a growing sense of trepidation.